Hello, everybody. How are you today? I have to always check the date whenever I say that. September 8th, 2022. Can you believe it? Big day, big day. We just had an announcement that the Queen has passed. I think that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And I'll just leave it there. This is Healing Disclosures. We talk about the truth, always the truth. I welcome you to go to Rumble and watch all my videos. On YouTube, I have intros to some videos that had information that could not be uploaded to YouTube. The truth gets a little sticky like that sometimes. But nonetheless, I am divinely guided. Source Creator has given me his blessing. He has definitely directed a lot of the content that I've put out here. There are days where I am not even sure I don't really feel like I'm gonna video, and just going on about my day, and I get the download that it's time to talk about a subject. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about something that I see. It's a term, and it's a term that trips people up quite a bit, honestly. It's called my higher self. Okay, so we're going to talk about, what does that mean? What is your higher self? How do you get in connection, communion with your higher self? And I'm going to go over some terms that'll just kind of help you really understand the ascension process that we are all undergoing right now. So as a planet, as a people, as a race, this is something that's been going on. This is not new. I've said this before. It is not new. It's just new to some people. Some people are just now kind of tuning in to what's going on. So I'm going to go over some terms that will help us all understand the ascension jargon that kind of gets thrown around now, because I hate more than anything to have a conversation where I inadvertently talk over someone's head. It's not my intention. I don't want to do that. So energy, when we talk about energy bodies and we talk about the energy that you want to raise your energy, you want to maintain and protect your energy. Energy can be measured in terms of vibration and frequency. So frequency measures the speed of vibration. So if you're depressed, you have low vibes, that equals low frequency. Okay, so positive vibes, good mood, happy, your consciousness is going to be a higher frequency. Okay, so those definitely correlate. When you're of higher frequency, you have the ability to process information faster. It's your operating system. Basically, it's this vital component to the operating system that is your DNA, that is within you. And this is not something that you have to go out and buy. This is not something that you really have to, we're all born with this, but over time, and when I say time, I mean thousands of years, it has been a part of a tactic, part of a battle plan to diminish our ability to activate our DNA and increase our frequency. So we've had to work harder now to do what used to come natural to generations long ago. So a higher frequency helps you improve your focus in situations. For me, it helps me see through the matrix a lot quicker. I don't really have to ponder anything. I just know. And one of my abilities is claircognizant. And so I just know I have the answers. So I'm a small amount clairvoyant, but definitely more claircognizant. That is my born ability, which has come fully online now. Another term, manifestation. We hear that a lot. People use it in different contexts. Manifestation is a process of seeing the results of your vibration. So the higher the frequency, the faster the manifestation. So someone who is 5D can manifest things quicker, able to process things quicker. You can create quicker. Another term, distortions. Anything in your consciousness that is not in alignment with your natural order. Distortions can be put there artificially. Distortions are acquired over exposure to negative influences, subliminal influences, overt influences, multiple different ways we get distortions. And it is a vast and common problem. Our ideal nature is in our DNA. It was given, birthright, born with it. And remember, your consciousness makes up part of your DNA. Now, I'm not talking about, when I say DNA, I'm not talking about strictly the, what you would have heard of or possibly heard of in science class. This is more of a loose term that encompasses, it's multifaceted. It's your vibration, it's your consciousness, it's your frequency, and it's your DNA, okay? By activating the embedded DNA in your consciousness, you start to develop extrasensory perception, ESP. So the abilities that you're born with, you can then fine tune them. So you start to practice. You have the ability to work with them. So you can definitely work with your strengths and in some ways strengthen your weaknesses. So for me, clairvoyance is a lesser ability because I have like a quarter of that of my abilities, but work on strengthening that. It's like any other talent. You work and you practice, it gets better. This ignites your psychic abilities that you're born with. The characteristics shared in your DNA with certain races determine your space race. This is spoken as a galactic race or starseed race. I am Arcturian. How did I find that out? Well, about 18 days ago, and honestly, somebody before that, but for sure, 18 days ago, I made a comment on a post on Twitter, and someone said, "You are 100% Arcturian," and I thought, interesting. Well, it was more than interesting, it was accurate. I am. That is my space race. However, distortions in consciousness block the expression in your DNA, blocks your ability to maintain that high frequency, blocks the ability to manifest, it blocks the ability to ultimately ascend, because you have to have all these things working together in order to get somewhere. You know, it's like if you're trying to get your car to move, but you don't have enough gas, you can get a little ways down the road, but you're going to run out before you get to your destination. Same principle here. You have to have everything functioning at a certain level in order to get there. So 12 strands of DNA. We humans, 12 of 12 strands, what we're born with. Okay? I'm going to go through them. There's more, explanation to this, but this is definitely the basics. Just want to kind of give you guys an overview. Number 1, courage. Number 2, focus. Number 3, maintain gender balance. Understanding male and female, divine feminine, divine masculine. They work together to form a divine union. Peaceful living. When that's your 4th strand. So when you're have the ability to live peacefully among others, that is a higher level of DNA activation. Number 5, energy balance. Not letting someone constantly take all your energy. Then we call them energy vampires, where you give, but you never get anything in return. You let people take. You don't set healthy boundaries. So you have to maintain energy balance. When you are able to do that altruistically, certain people come into your circle and they are energy vampires. You have to set healthy boundaries for that. You just do that automatically. It is second nature. Then you know that 5th strand is activated. Strength from truth. So that is number 6, standing in your truth, and you find you are stronger for it, not being beaten down, not giving in to the narratives, not saying, gosh, stand up for the truth really is hard. Sure would be easier if I didn't do that. If you did that, then you're not succeeding in having that level of DNA activation. Number 7, acceptance of darkness and light. What does that mean? Well, there are some people who flat out refuse to accept that there is a dark side. Where there is darkness, there is light. Where there is light, there are shadows. To accept the duality of darkness and light is a higher level of functioning for humanity. Now, does that mean that we live in the darkness? No, it means that you recognize the darkness. It means that you see the darkness. They can pull the wool over your eyes. So I'm now at a point where I see the darkness. I see the witches. I see the ones who no longer have a soul. I see the ones who are reptilian, but they're still in their human body. I see the shapeshifters. Okay, you can have that ability too. You just have to work at it or become fully activated like I did. But again, higher level of functioning. Okay, you accept that there is darkness among us, but you also live in the light. Number 8, hold boundaries. Boundaries are big. You have to protect your energy. You get to number 8, you've mastered a lot. Okay, you've been through a lot. You learned a lot of lessons, and you need to protect what's yours, or else they're going to take it away from you. Okay, we are the only ones that can create, because we're a source creator. He's the only one that can create. Anyone else, they're copycats. They can't create. They just want to take it. They want to steal it. You worked hard for it. You need to set healthy boundaries that are going to protect your energy, your frequency, your vibes. Okay, that's where it all starts. When you get in alignment, you don't want something messing that up. You work too hard for that. It's too much you can get from it. So we need to set healthy boundaries. Number 9, the ability to accept diversity. That means that you're able to say, we have more than one species of people existing in a cosmos. It's very naive to think we're the only beings living, breathing, and creating. Okay? This place has been around for a long, long time. We are not the end all be all. They're accepting that we live amongst extraterrestrials and always have is evolution. That is really a higher level of consciousness. So yeah, we could go into that. That's a topic for another day, let's just say. But learning that it's nothing to fear. Okay, just like with anything, there's good and bad in pretty much anything, in pretty much any race. And when you get to this point, you accept it, and you have already developed the ability to determine light from dark and set your boundaries. And so this is nothing to be fearful of, okay, at all. Number 10, the ability to tune in and listen to your higher self. Higher self. True higher self requires that you get through the 10th of 12 strands of DNA activation. Without it, you are not communing with your higher self. There's this thing called a false higher self. What? False higher self? What? Yeah. No, many people. Now, for myself, and I speak only for me, I knew that I had blocks. I knew that I had things that were preventing me from achieving a lot of what I've already discussed with you. I had undergone a lot of attack, and I had a lot of blocks, and it was so that I could be kept small, so that I could be kept weaker, not recognize my power, my place, my lineage, like all kinds of things. It was in their best interest to keep me from connecting to my higher self. When you connect to your higher self, that is your direct connect to source. Okay. When you have that, you are limitless. I am unlimited in my frequency, in my power, in my ability. I have direct connection to source. Like I said earlier, there are days where I really don't know my direction. I know I get up, I'm grateful, I'm not hurting, I'm like the best human form I've been in that I can remember my whole life. And I'm just sitting there in gratitude, and boom, I hear a message. It comes through my higher self, direct from source. I know it. I just know it. Okay, so then I get my pendulum out and I start asking my yes or no questions. Okay, I'm going to show you. This is my pendulum. Nothing big and scary about it. When I first was activated, one of the very first things I learned to do was calibrate, clear, and use my pendulum. So what does that mean? So that just means that I'm going to ask my pendulum to give me an answer through my higher self. It goes like this. My higher self is my name, Nicole LeBlanc. The pendulum, for me, my yes is a circle. The pendulum swings in a circle. Okay, I'm holding it steady. I'm not moving my hand. The pendulum swings in a circle. So that's my yes. Now I know what the yes looks like. So then I say, my higher self is my name, Jill Smith. The pendulum slows and it starts doing this. Back and forth is my no. Your pendulum, your energy, your frequency, your yeses and nos may be different. That's why you have to calibrate it. Okay. So once I get that done, I have a conversation. I can ask 20 questions if I want. It's really about specificity, always saying the calibration questions in the beginning, my higher self, and asking as specific of a question as I can that could be answered in yes or no. So you want to break that down, right? You can possibly have, depending on your abilities, a conversation like a conversation where you're asking questions and you're hearing answers. You may be able to do that too. It's still need to have 10 of 12 strands of DNA activated to get true contact with your true higher self and not be duped. Until you get there, you could be hearing a false higher self. That can be scary. You could be led down a completely wrong path. You could be in commune with a higher self that is of the light, kind of trying to fill in and help guide you. But until you get to 10 of 12 activated, you can't get to your true higher self. So it really all depends. It's not always dark and dastardly, but your true higher self is where you want to get to. Like that's your goal. Once you get there, you're golden. You have direct communion with Christ, with our divine creator. Number 11, envision, create, and manifest while in the 3D. So you're at a higher frequency. You got 11 of 12 strands of DNA activated. You're going to be able to manifest things. You're going to be able to say mantras. You're going to be able to create in a way that you've never been able to create before. Okay, so that's a really fun thing, really fun. And 12 of 12, accepting kindness and being appreciative. Humility, graciousness, compassion, kindness. Those are all things that we have to exhibit, live every single day of our life. Now, for some of us, when we get here, it's a rapid transition because certain things have changed. And so it's a bit of a learning curve. Some people have practiced this and get here over a very long course of events. It just depends. For me, I can tell you that I had a moment of judgment last week, and Source Creator did not like it. And I got my hand slapped, so to speak. And I felt like I had a sunburn. And it was hot. And I found out why. Because God doesn't like you judging his children of the light. And I definitely learned that lesson. And I will not do that again. So I'm sorry if you hear my dogs barking, but they're dogs, they bark. So without that 10 of 12 strands of DNA activated, you do not function in the ability to speak to your true higher self. So when we actually go from 3D to 5D in body and consciousness, it encompasses a lot of changes. So when the 10th strand is active, your higher self becomes as real as your leg or your arm or your eye. Okay. So once you calibrate it and you have that ability, and whether it's the pendulum or the fingers, you're still going to use something to give you a yes or a no. The fingers, what I mean by that is you take your middle finger and thumb on your right hand, and then you take your index finger and thumb and you put that inside the circle. Okay. So when I say, is my name Nicole LeBlanc, and I try to pull it out, I cannot pull that out. That's a yes. When I say is my name Jill Smith, I can pull my fingers through. I cannot keep my fingers together. So that weakness is untrue. That's your no. So that's your other option if you don't have a pendulum, or if you're not comfortable, or if you're like somewhere you can't exactly pull your pendulum out. You can use your fingers. I've had to do that a lot. So we get confidence in that yes or that no, and then you can kind of move forward. And then it becomes where, because of our culture, because of the lies that come out of the TV, because of the subliminal messages, because of the this and the that teach us not to think and teach us not to trust, we shouldn't really trust our mind in the beginning. We really need to refocus and use our higher self. So I practice a lot, and I probably should practice more because it's new, but asking a lot of questions throughout the day, because my intuition's really, really good now. It was mediocre before, but for some of us, we don't have it. Like, we're really having to start from scratch, and you're getting God's answer to you on what your next step should be. And I ask simple questions. I ask complex questions. So it's definitely something that you have to work on. Okay, so the average human has 2 to 3 strands of DNA active. This is due to the distortions that get placed on us in our consciousness. The lack of activated DNA means you lead a subpar existence. You're not able to fulfill your potential, your birthright, your given potential. We're all born with certain abilities, but because of this, it keeps us small. It keeps us weaker. It keeps us from obtaining our inherent power. Okay, so this started, like I said, thousands and thousands of years ago. However, we can clear the distortions. We can free up your activation of DNA so that all 12 of 12 strands can be functioning, and you can live your best life today. That's called etheric energy healing. I'm going to go over people get confused. It is kind of a confusing thing because we use the D interchangeably with density and dimension. So our bodies are going to be capped at the same dimension that the planet is density. So Earth was 3D up until 2012. 2012, the Earth shifted to 4D and was 4D until August of 2022, just a few days ago. It became 5D. So our body will be capped at 5D consciousness. When you have all of your DNA activated and you've done the work, you can have unlimited consciousness level. So we have density, that's the planet, that's the mass, that's the matter. Then we have the frequency, and you have the consciousness. Okay, so your body can have a different frequency than your consciousness and the planet. So you could literally be in a 3D body having 4D consciousness on a 5D planet. That is just the evolution of things. But eventually everything is going to shift to be congruent. Okay. So I just wanted to explain that. That's another term that gets people messed up. So when we encounter people who say, you know, I've checked in with my higher self, or I'm channeling my higher self, the real question is, do they have at least 10 of their 12 strands of DNA activated? If they haven't done the work or been fully activated like I have been through etheric energy healing, then they're not talking to their true higher self, and they don't have a connection to source creator via their higher self. So in my own life, like I said, I was blocked. And I could have done the work my entire life. I would have never gotten there without the energy clearing. I had to get a lot of things removed from my etheric body in order for the energy to flow. I've been targeted my whole life, and I'm approaching 50. So there was a lot that had to be taken care of and healed for me to function in this way, the way I was born to function. But, you know, kind of got robbed of it for half my life. So I am now fully activated with unlimited potential. My consciousness, frequency consciousness is unlimited. I'm in a 5D body with unlimited consciousness frequency. My frequency is well over 16 million. So if you want help diagnosing whether your consciousness level is whatever it is, 3D, 4D, 5D, the number of strands of DNA you have activated, etc., we provide that service. Have a website. It's called violetrayreiki.com. The link will be down in the description box. We have a marvelous etheric healer that we work with, that he is who I connected with on Twitter. But this was his role. This was part of his mission from God. He's been doing this for a while now before I encountered him. And I am fully activated, and I now know my mission, and this is part of it. Okay. So please check us out. We are here to also activate many people, raise the consciousness level, show people what their abilities are, and help them fine tune it, coach them through having their best life, the life that we've kind of been robbed of. But so, yeah, we have our Telegram channel information. It's going to be in the description box, and the website information. So way it happens now, because I'm fully activated and my frequency is so high, when I speak to anyone through my videos, my frequency is attracting other Arcturians, Andromedans, other starseeds. They are coming to the videos and making comments, or they find themselves in our Telegram channel, and they're like, I'm not really sure why I'm here. I just feel like I was led to be here. And then come to find out they're crew members, or they are starseeds. So there's usually a really good reason. And I mean to tell you, like 90% of the people that I'm interacting with have a connection, and it's beautiful. It is amazing. This 5D world is awesome. So please join us. If you have any questions. Comments are going to be on again. We want everything to be respectful. And even if you want to have a more private conversation, that's okay too. You can come over to Telegram for that, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So I hope you guys have a great day, and stick with us. We'll take you places on healing disclosures.